Howdy folks, it's the third week of September 2025 and welcome to This Week in the West. I'm Seth Spillman, broadcasting from the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. On this podcast, we share stories of the people and events that shape the history, art, and culture of the American West, and those still shaping it today. The other day, we asked a simple question to rodeo fans on our Facebook page. Who's the greatest bull rider of all time? Whoo boy, the answers came fast. Lane Frost, Freckles Brown, Jim Sharp, J.B. Mooney, Jim Shoulders. But one name rose to the top, Don Gay. As one fan put it, many great bull riders have come and gone, but when it comes down to the best, I'm going with the 8-time champ, Mr. Don Gay. Like him or not, you can't argue with success. What made Gay so great? We'll explain that in this episode on the week of his birth, September 18th, 1953. Don was born in Mesquite, Texas. His path to bull riding was practically set from the start. His father, Neal Gay, who's being inducted into our National Rodeo Hall of Fame this year, was already a well-known competitor, stock contractor, and co-founder of the Mesquite Championship Rodeo in 1958. Don's early years weren't without hardship. His mother, Evelyn Cookie Foster Gay, died of leukemia when Don was only a year old. Neal remarried, and Don and his brother Pete were raised by Kay Gay, who treated them as her own. In the arena, Don was a rodeo prodigy. By age 6, Don was riding steers. By high school, he already had his Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association card. He graduated in 1972, the same year he qualified for his first National Finals Rodeo. Only 2 years later, in 1974, he kicked off one of the most dominant streaks rodeo has ever seen. Between 1974 and 1981, he won 7 bull riding world championships in 8 years. Add one more title in 1984, and Don had racked up a total of 8 world bull riding championships. It's a record that still stands today. Don broke the PRCA's single-season earnings record in bull riding for 8 years straight. He qualified for the NFR 13 times and won almost every major rodeo in the United States at least once. In an interview with the Rodeo Blog in 2020, Don said, "If you set out to do something, don't stop until you do it. It doesn't mean you win first place at every rodeo on every ride. If you put out your best effort but didn't get your own way and end up a little short, put that in the rearview mirror and go to the next one." One of his most famous rides came in 1977 when he matched up against the legendary bull Oscar at San Francisco's Cow Palace. The ride scored a jaw-dropping 97 points, one of the highest-marked rides in the history of professional rodeo. That same year, he also won the only sudden death ride-off in NFR history. To handle the grueling travel schedule, Don earned a pilot's license and flew himself from rodeo to rodeo. It allowed him to compete across the country without the grueling road miles that wore down so many other competitors. Don was inducted into the National Rodeo Hall of Fame in 2008. He was added to the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame in 1979 while he was still competing. In 1997, Gay received the PBR Ring of Honor. In 2013, he received the Legends of Pro Rodeo Award. And 2 years later, he was inducted into the Bull Riding Hall of Fame. Don officially retired from competition in 1989, but he never left the sport behind. From 1989 to 1996, he ran All-Star Rodeo, a stock contracting business that supplied livestock to rodeos across the country. Later, he became the general manager of Frontier Rodeo Company, while also taking on a role as one of the most recognized voices in the sport. Fans across America have heard Don Gay provide color commentary for decades on ESPN, Fox Sports, TNN, and the Cowboy Channel, covering everything from PRCA rodeos to PBR events. He also hosted his own semi-professional series, the Don Gay Bull Riding Tour, later renamed the Rank Bull Rider Tour. Don told the rodeo TV show Wild Rides, "For me, the greatest thing about being a rodeo cowboy is I never had to take off my uniform." And with that, we've qualified for the end of another episode of This Week in the West. Our show is produced by Chase Spivey and written by Mike Kaler. Follow us and rate us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you hear us. That'll help us reach more people. You can follow us on social media and online at nationalcowboymuseum.org. Got a question or a suggestion? Drop us an email at podcast@nationalcowboymuseum.org. We leave you today with the words of Don Gay when asked if he would go back and change anything about his career. "I don't think so. You'd like to smooth out all the bumps, but then you never know which bump it took to get you back up in the saddle." Much obliged for listening, and remember, come find your West here at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum.